Well, hi guys, welcome back. I had to do a follow-up video regarding my 80-meter loop being stolen, and I have some updates as to what happened, and unfortunately some of the events didn't really end up very favorable. So a few weeks ago I posted a video in this area of my backyard where I had my 80-meter loop antenna constructed and feeding the station here, and the working condition comes in through the trees in the backyard with our 600 ohm line into the shack here, and works really well. Really is an integral part of the antenna system with the 600 ohm line coming into the shack. Front view of the house here, as you recall, the big pine tree is one of the main supports of the loop, and then the cottonwood also in back as a second support, and then we pull the loop down as vertically as we can. Now the loop is made of 12 gauge stranded copper wire, and we had the materials gathered up on the prior video to put the loop back together after it had been basically ripped apart and taken. So we gathered our materials. Here's the Synthetic Textile Corporation material, Dacron, the 3/16 Dacron. Some very nice new pulleys. We figured we might as well change those out. 4-inch pulleys you can get at the Home Depot rope section as well. Each one of these is attached, one on the cottonwood and one on the pine tree support. We had the wire pre-cut 290 feet from a 500-foot roll of wire, by a 500-foot roll at a time. And then do one continuous piece. This is used to melt the Dacron ends as we cut them. And of course, as we'll see, the old garage door springs tied to the anchor sides of the cottonwood and the pine tree, so it gives it more flexibility. Well, on attack number one, this is what the feed point was basically looking like. It was basically just completely pulled apart, violently ripped apart, coming out. There's some wires coming out of wherever. Looks like 600 ohm line. Possibly that, yeah, that's the old 600 ohm line. A lot of the ladder snaps were ripped and broken, as you can see. And all this was put back together nicely as we did the first reconstruction. And you could see no wire cutters were used here. It was just basically bent back and forth until the wire fatigue broke and you got the wire out. Well, this is attack number two. Big difference. The main support, the PVC support, was basically untouched. You can see it's still in normal condition. And that the wire was actually, and that on one side about several feet down, broken, just taken and, with your hands back and forth several times until the wire gives way due to metal fatigue. And you can see one side was closer, farther up than the other. But this was the original loop we reconstructed. That's the feed point, where we reconstructed everything. So it was taken again. I couldn't believe it. It's now the middle of October, but it gets even worse. Follow me here. Not only was the loop taken, but this is the part that really makes it horrible. Here's our garage door spring on the cottonwood anchor. And notice what's missing. Where's the Dacron? The rope? The tag lines, they're all gone. The pulley, everything. This is what it used to look like. On the last video, when we reconstructed the loop, this is how it was put together. There's the excess line that goes over the cottonwood. It's tied off on the garage door spring, so it allows more flexibility, and everything was tucked away very nicely, hidden, in this back corner where you just saw on the times 4 edit of the timing, walking way back into the back corner here. Unbelievable. So this is where it was. These are my anchor points of the loop. Again, one on the cottonwood and one on the pine. Here's the tag line, the leftover tag line. So when you lose the antenna, you can get it back. Well, after identifying who did this, I put it in my police report, and I gave the name and address of the person doing it and recovered the material. Unfortunately, this was not what you might think. This was done by an older gentleman who apparently has some dementia. So when the officer asked why he did this, I guess he just said that he wanted it. So there you go, mystery solved. Unfortunately, now it's like almost winter, and it's fall, late October, and I have no antenna again. Real nice.